What we doing? All right, let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, everybody in podcast land. This is episode 33, laying
33.
pipe with the PVC
PVC.
crew. You know
PVC,
I got my
baby.
boys in the building. I will get this right this time. I didn't get it right the last time. Let me do my proper introductions the right way. I'm gonna have my
Let me
boss.
cheese it up.
See this one. But it's a privilege and an honor to do this like we always do, man. You know I got my boys in the building like always. Paul, man, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? Episode 33 in the house. PVC Crew, Lamp Pipe, doing our thing, man. Just God above all, like my brother Cam said.
Indeed, indeed. And you know I got Vic in the building as well. Vic, say what's up to the people.
Good evening, everybody. This is episode 33 of Laying Pipe with the PVC podcast crew.
They just sound like a straight anchor man, I tell you.
I was like, he sounds like he's doing a newscast.
He just switched. He just
Good
switched the camera.
afternoon. This is 10 o'clock in the morning.
You would be
show.
a good anchor man. I swear to God.
No, he needs to be doing some voice acting, but that's all right. That's a different thing altogether. Go ahead.
But as I was saying, this is episode 33. Video episode what, Cam?
Video episode 13.
13 and 33. We're certainly making our way up the ladder here, people. And we're certainly glad to have you back at here with us again. Episode 33. We have a lot to talk about today, from Kanye to other events. We all have a little bit to say and some other things, so we hope you stick around to the very end. And as always, thank you for stopping by.
Oh, appreciate that. And y'all know who I be. My name is Cam, aka Nerd Boy Fresh. Follow me on Instagram and all that good stuff.
Freaky.
It's always a privilege and honor. Oh, before we even get that far along, appreciate each and every person who's been rocking along with us. We got 27 subscribers. We got a lot of viewers and stuff. So we definitely appreciate that, of course. And I noticed y'all been double backing and watching some of the old videos too, which is cool. I'm cool with that. Y'all can watch some of the old content. I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all pulling up and telling me all like the comments, questions, concerns. We definitely appreciate that. Y'all can talk to any one of us, but definitely leave some comments below. Y'all have any feedback, some topics y'all want us to address? I know y'all tell us directly half the time, but I really, throw it in the comments and stuff. That actually helps our algorithm. Also, like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your mamas about us.
Yeah, baby's mama.
Yeah, that's the way we growing up, and we appreciate that.
I was waiting him to say after. I'm sorry, Miss Jackson. I am for real. But we outcast line right there.
But we doing what we do. But normally we would start off with what you're playing, but we're gonna bank that for a little bit. We're gonna probably catch that towards the end. We're gonna go ahead and start off with what's been happening, like right off top.
Yeah, because there's a lot of business right now.
There's been a lot of stuff like cracking, but we're gonna start here. It was a couple of days ago where from the Migos, the artist by the name of Takeoff was shot in Houston. It's been a lot of things coming out. It was weird because it was, the way people found out was crazy in itself. This wasn't found out via news or anything else. This was literally found out by people literally taking videos and, documenting this on Instagram, Twitter, things of that magnitude. So the news came that way. All the other news outlets didn't get it until like completely a day later because they really just didn't know what was going on. They were like, is it true? Is it not true? Is it this? Is it that? It was a lot of things that was going on in the dynamic. So just to get y'all up to speed for the ones who don't know, the Migos, Quavo, Takeoff, they were in Houston. They were linked up with Jay Prince and a couple of them hanging out. I guess argument ensued. Guns were pulled out. Somebody lose their life.
Sadly, that's
Yeah, I mean,
it's a damn shame.
when I read the storyline, it was just like, over something dumb again. But in a sense, nobody should lose their life over something dumb. I mean, it's certain ways to handle a situation, but I don't know how the argument started and this and that and the other, but it was just like in 1 minute they said it was over a basketball game, next minute they said over a dice game, so I couldn't put two together. All I just heard is, brother got killed at the bowling alley over in Houston.
Yeah, it's just a shame it escalated.
And like but he got killed like in front of like a bunch of people though. So it wasn't like a dispersed crowd, it was a huge crowd. So my only question is, he was the only one who got hit.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird because you in a big crowd like that.
It's a lot of it's a lot of takeaways from this.
Weren't they close by?
Yeah, there's a lot of
It
people.
was at a bowling alley. Was it a two?
Well, I mean, they were next to each other though.
Yeah.
Right?
Far as I heard the story,
I mean,
they was, but
No, I get what
But-
you're saying. It's amazing that there was like.
it was from what I was reading on the storyline, the security was right there,
well, that's
other crowd, big crowd wise, but give or take, I don't, I'm not saying
Yeah,
who
no.
was this and that and the other who was all there. All I can see is okay, some brothers got into an altercation over something dumb, and tensions got high,
Yep. Like as
egos and egos
Egos.
come out.
It's
And it happened, sorry to say, don't wish nothing bad on people or brothers et cetera. But I don't know. I don't have. I just my heart goes out to his family, and
Yeah.
certain brothers shouldn't lose their life over something
Yeah.
dumb like
It's
that.
just a waste.
Yeah.
Let me.
Oh, he was what 28,
28.
man.
Let me go. Let me start. Here.
And the sad, it's like it's another rapper getting killed.
Yeah. Let me start.
Not a young rapper.
Yeah.
Cam, what's your take?
Let me start here. From what I saw, and I saw different videos and different clips of things that kind of led up to it, and not necessarily exactly when the shots happened, but approximately when I saw a lot of the footage.
Mm-hmm.
Here's some of the takeaways that I have. One, why is it that the gun is always glorified? Because when I saw one of the clips, they were riding in the car. I don't know if it was Jazz Prince or one of them riding with Takeoff and Quavo or whatnot. But one of the clips that they had, they literally showed his gun literally in the middle, open in the air. Not, and again, this is Texas. This is an open carry.
Yes.
But they're literally taking like, oh boy, they got the gun on. They got the guns right there. So they were already like pieced up just because. Now I understand you're a celebrity. You go into different neighborhoods. You kind of have to have protection on yourself.
It's a precaution.
I get that to a degree. But you're glorifying the gun even before anything happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened. Very first thing, even before everything jumped off. Everybody was calm. But the very first thing y'all gonna glorify is, ooh, this is the type of gun I'm holding. This is really what we're doing here.
And that's what and you see that all the time.
Yeah.
That happened. I mean, that's why I got bragging, showing off. Right?
Yeah.
I hate that. It's like, okay,
Because you're showing off
you're
your
showing
gun
off your gun like
I got this gun, I got the Draco, I got this. Y'all, and this is
and then you showing it to open community.
and you showing it just in on YouTube and Instagram and stuff. Like people, like cops and people ain't gonna see that you're now again, it is an open carry, and I'm not one of those ones that be like, oh, I'm anti-gun. I'm not saying
not at all.
that. But don't sit there and glorify it off top
Look.
and then cry about it when some stupid shit pop off.
I'm
Yeah.
going to say this. If you own a firearm, you should treat it how you treat your private parts, as in, don't go flashing it around.
Right, and I agree with that. But they're just like, it's glorified, and this is a really a Black Mexican community thing. It's really gang induced. It's like, we glorify the wrong things. That's one take.
It's one of those things where they also use like status symbols.
Right. So they glorify.
Not necessarily that. It's just that bragging.
is.
It's just bragging rights.
No, exactly. You're right. Yeah, Vic, you're right. It is a status thing because, well, if I'm holding like a Deagle versus like a regular 22, it's back like, well, your 22 is just a regular 22. I've got a Desert Eagle.
Okay.
It's bragging rights.
You explained it. Yeah. Okay.
He's not wrong. You're exactly right. It is bright. It's just like everything else.
Whether like car, clothes,
Right.
jewelry.
Guns is still a thing of bragging rights. It's like a hood bragging right.
They don't treat the guns like what they are. They treat them like accessories.
Right. And so, and I get it, but you gotta have a team of people around you. But we'll get to your security detail.
But yeah, because Not on that, because I'm talking about the security who's
Mm-hmm.
actually, the working security of the, the bowling alley. But another thing, did he had any like
We'll
bodyguards
we'll
with
get
him?
there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get to that point a little bit down the line. Here's the second point. Here's the second point I was gonna get to.
What?
Um, they were very first thing. Y'all smoking, y'all drinking, y'all doing all this stuff. You know, almost 9 times out of 10, the stupid shit happens when people are drunk, high, combination of both, and really are not 100% aware of what's going on.
Intoxicated.
Yeah, the stupid shits happen when? Always when y'all high. Not high. I mean, y'all high. Y'all ain't drunk. Y'all drunk.
Fucked up. Yeah.
Yeah, y'all drunk. Y'all drunk.
Yeah.
And then, people running off at the mouth,
Boom.
loose lips.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just loose lips talking. Always when this stuff happens, So that's a different point. Why is it? I ain't saying that y'all can't smoke. I ain't saying y'all can't do that. Is y'all prerogative. I ain't gonna tell y'all how to live.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, why does it have to be that y'all gotta get high all the time, where you're not even coherent of half the stuff that y'all talking about
It's
high?
the excessiveness.
Right. It's like, dude, do y'all understand? Like, everything can be done in moderation.
Yeah. It's called being responsible.
Right. But I can't tell people that it's like, well, I have access. Well, I'm going to get high. Not high today. I'm going to get drunk today. I'm going to get to the point where I'm drunk and all this stuff. But they were at least coherent enough to have a conversation about whatever they were talking about.
If you're fucked up to the point,
I mean,
you can't even.
But the conversation was going sideways because when you're drunk and high, you're not in control of every
it
single
takes
one of your
one
thoughts.
thing, one word to set them up.
Because you got to understand.
Especially when
you're drunk and you're high, you're already amped as is.
Yeah.
So the smallest thing is going to get you triggered
it
off.
Should be people should know their limitations when they cooked up. Okay, maybe I need to slow down before something happens.
And I understand. I know that the people who you're talking to, that's the bad. That's the money.
Yeah.
That's stuff, which goes into your thing about the security. That's why I said I was going to get to that, but get to that now.
Yeah, so what happened with that?
It goes to the security. Part of the security job is twofold. Well, it's really onefold. Protect your dude or your female, whoever it may be, at all costs. But that doesn't mean just in the protection of just pull out the gun and somebody else pull out the gun. That is, if your people's is a little bit out of pocket and you need to kind of rein them in a little bit, that's part of y'all job. I know that they're the money. I know they're going to say some shit and stuff, but you have to be there to protect them.
Essentially, one thing people don't really understand about security is a security's job is not to fight the danger. It's more to get whatever they're protecting away from the danger.
Right. It's just, I know there's security and then there's management. But ultimately, management and security is really their job is one and the same. Protect your person that you're supposed to protect.
So they were really lacking.
Well, yes, to a degree, because
was he even in any security even with him?
You have, but see,
bodyguard.
But this
at
goes
least
to the
one,
thing.
right?
They had a couple of people around.
Okay.
But the people who you have around your team, these are not professional security. These are your dudes whom you have that's hood connected, street connected and stuff. These are the ones who's protecting you.
So it's not security, it's homies.
More or less.
Mm.
And again, I know you like, well, I'm from the streets. I need my street people to roll. I get it. But ultimately, the job is still the same. Protect the dude you need to protect at all costs.
So did he die right there on the spot, or did he?
Yeah, he died on the spot.
Yeah,
but that goes into the thing where it becomes a little bit iffy, and they're trying to figure out who's the shooter. At first, they were thinking like, well, somebody else shot at Takeoff. That wasn't necessarily the thing. So from what was kind of looked at from what I've been seeing in clips is that, conversation escalated. But the conversation didn't take off with Takeoff.
Mm-hmm. It took off with
Quavo. But when Takeoff was like, well, that's my people's, I have to, he did let me go figure out what's going on with my people's. If they're trying to fight, we fight. It's what it is. But he's trying to mitigate his people's. Why? Y'all in a group together. It's like if I'm in an argument with somebody else. I would imagine that one of y'all two would come in and be like, hey, what's going on, Cam? Do we need to handle some stuff? We need to handle something.
Mm-hmm.
You come into the church. That's literally what Takeoff was doing. But Takeoff wasn't the one arguing when he was trying to mitigate. He was trying to
eliminate the issue.
Trying to cool down the static. Yeah, he was trying to cool down the static. But I guess in the process of that, one person saw that, everybody got guns on them. Somebody was trying to pull for a gun, Takeoff, and, their peoples were pulling for guns too. So from what it seemed like is that the person who was trying to protect Takeoff and Quavo shot apparently over, I would imagine it's probably like over the shoulder. It looks like his own people clipped him, hit him in the neck.
Well, are you saying this is a case of friendly fire?
That's what they're saying. Now, there was multiple shots being fired, and but from what it seemed like he might have got hit from the neck from behind versus the other dude who was shooting. Now, keep in mind, you're shooting across. There's people, if y'all seen the video, there's people just literally...
That's what I said.
...gathered up. And here's the other thing. Here's where I kind of got a little bit... Y'all are so... I understand getting some of the footage down, but dang. Y'all are so concerned about recording.
Mm-hmm.
That y'all not concerned about safety.
Safety. That's why I got mad at.
That's kind of my thing. It's like, okay... Somebody, you can have one person sit there and try to get some of the footage just in case, I'm pretty sure you're in a public spot. I'm pretty sure they got the cameras around there somewhere. I'm pretty sure you're in Houston, bowling alley, whatever it may be. I'm pretty sure there's cameras somewhere in there. They're going to have some sort of recording. I understand maybe one person recording, but there were so many people concerned about recording and not concerned about getting people out of there. Who was the ones trying to get people up out of there with gunfire shooting?
Cam, they weren't thinking like they were thinking about the views.
Yeah, I know, and that's my problem because, like I said, the currency is the social.
Yeah,
views is the new currency.
Yeah, but see if and I hate when people do this shit. And like if you see something going down. And somebody, don't videotape. Don't wait. Get out of because you might get hit.
See, and we talked about this earlier where this happened at the job where we had a situation where people ran through and all that stuff. And people were still trying to tape and just walk by and tape like everything was going on. I was like, y'all don't know what that situation is like. Mm-hmm. Get out the way. We could discuss that at all that at a later point in time because you don't know if that goes left and somebody gets taken hostage or somebody gets shot or something like. No, get out the way. Stop concerning yourself about recording. Concern yourself about making sure everything's good. And yeah, that incident, there was employees who was recording, employees recording, but nobody's trying to get people out of the way when y'all clearly see cops running in. Similar situation. And this is why I get mad, because everybody's so concerned about recording the stuff as opposed to getting to safety. Get to safety first. Then we can concern yourself about recording thereafter. Here's the other thing about the recording part. Do you really think Takeoff's people want to see his people dead like that? Nah. Somebody said that on the thing, and I so wholeheartedly agree. Mm-hmm. I would not.
They kind of a little bit showed it though.
They did show it,
and that was wrong. I thought that was wrong.
You gonna show your peoples that this is dude slumped. You don't show their family like your people something. You know how heartbreaking that is.
Our worst part is once it's out there, it's not going anywhere. It's out there.
Right. Yeah.
Because when I saw that, I'm like, is they posting a bit of him laying there like dead?
Yes, that's them. You don't show
shit like that.
You don't show that, but they're showing it for views. Oh well, this is proof that it was actually him. His family ain't gonna appreciate that.
It's the complete lack of human decency.
And then what if they want to come after you for doing something like that?
It's like I wouldn't have. Like I said, that happened to y'all. That happened to my kids. Something like that. I wouldn't want to see my kids slumped over. Y'all know my son's in the Marines. And if something happened to him, thank God nothing has, and he's in the States now. But if something was to happen to him, or my daughter, and they're sitting, slump, I don't want to see them slump. I'll go get them, I'll go get them myself. But I don't need nobody else to record that. Because I don't need that out in the space of it's there for public consumption to see my kids slumped over. Hell no.
Yeah, you're right.
That's the part I'm mad about. Because
when I saw that, I'm like, why they got him? Who took? It's just like, wow.
Nobody had no regard.
It's a complete lack of decency and privacy.
Right.
And that goes to show ignorant.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there in a sec. But Takeoff wasn't even the one mouthing off. It was his boy's mouthing. It was his boy mouthing off. And so he's just an innocent bystander who get clipped.
So not
maybe
only,
by his own people, by the way.
So not only is this possibly a case of friendly fire, it's also he wasn't even the target.
He wasn't even the subject of that argument.
Altercation.
He wasn't even involved.
He was just in the wrong place.
He was involved trying to help his peoples out. And sometimes that goes into a bigger story. It's like, look, you got to surround yourself with the right people. You got to know how your peoples move. You got to know that, hey, look, if this situation went down, yeah, I want my peoples to have my back too. If something went left, I want my people to have my back. But y'all understand, like, look, y'all know better than to have me be in that situation to begin with 9 times out of 10. Y'all know how to snatch me out of it. Because I would expect y'all to do that. I would expect that from us as PVC. I expect that from my aces. Because that's how it's been for years. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't expect anything else. Something happened to my boy Lino, to my boy MR2, or to my boy Tony. It's the same conversation I'm having with y'all two right now. I expect that y'all would know how to move in those situations. And if something goes left, I would expect y'all know how to get us out of there to make sure we all get home to our families safe.
Always know your
exits. That's always thing.
But see, that sometimes that don't be the case because people, and I've seen this happen. I've been in a situation like this when you trying to stop something escalating, and motherfuckers just keep going at it, and even your own people. I've been in a situation like that before. I'm like, hey, this ain't the time. Let's roll.
I get it.
This ain't. If it's escalated, we outnumbered. Live before another day. Let's go.
Right.
But sometimes it's hard because your own people still walking off at their mouth.
Exactly.
And so shit happens. And I've been in a situation where, I almost got my ass whooped for dealing with something somebody else was dealing with where, let's go. This ain't the time.
I've been in fights. I feel good. I've been in fights for my fraternity.
But, people's egos get in the way.
No, I get it.
And,
sometimes it's inevitable, but ultimately
because you don't want to look, because and it's stupid though, because motherfuckers don't want to look like, oh, I bitched out, I'm a punk. Oh, you a punk? You want to? No, it ain't about being a punk. I ain't trying to get. I'm not gonna lose my life on something that I know I can prevent not to happen.
My job is to get y'all home, because if I don't get y'all home, who's gonna be the one to explain that to your mama, or explain that to your family, or explain that to y'all peoples that, I wasn't able to get this man home. Yeah. Or I wasn't able to get her home.
It's just one of those things where you can call me whatever you want, but if I live to see another day, that's a win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I hate to say this, most blacks and Hispanics don't look at that.
No, because everybody want to be like, well, we got our get back. We got our get back.
They want to be seen as hard,
Like I said,
I mean, don't get me. I done some stuff which I'm not ashamed of, which I'm not proud of. But at the end of the day, if a situation come down where I know I can exit out that situation, I'm gonna do it. And I've done it before.
But I know, and I understand fighting yourself out of something.
I can literally just say, even people who knew me or know me now, they can always say, "Oh, you a punk." Hey, I don't give a fuck what you call me. I'm still alive, motherfucker.
Yeah, like I said, and I understand that there's certain situations that it's inevitable. You may have to fight out of certain situations, but the objective is to go home. Rest in peace, battle rapper Pat Stay. This is exactly what happened to him. He was in a bar trying to mitigate a situation, and it escalated, and they had to fight, and all of a sudden he gets stabbed, and he's not here to talk about it. That's what happened to him, and he was trying to do the right thing, but the objective was to go home. And he was trying to get his peoples home. But it costed him because, again, stuff happens. That's similar to what happened here. This is really not much different. Pat Stay, Canadian white boy, happened in his situation. Takeoff, black guy happened in this situation. You don't really see it too much in the white community. You do see this in the black community. This is our thing. It's exactly what you just said. We have a problem with letting our egos get the better of us. This is why we walk around with gun stuff all the time, because it's not about protection. It's all about action. Does that make sense? We want to be the ones that be like, well, I pulled off first and I dropped it. Because they want to be able to tell the story like, yeah, I got the drop on this dude. I'm the one who got this dude out. They want to have the bragging rights of that.
It's something one of my uncles told me.
Versus get home.
It's like, it's sad to say, in the streets, you're making a name for yourself. So it's about making a name for yourself. You want to be the hardest there.
You do it in defense, not in aggression. But a lot of times, people want to do that in aggression and not in defense. The objective is to get home. Mm-hmm. Get home. Live another day. Make some bread. Do it all over again. You don't think what do you think these other people with real money? You think that Zuckerberg and Bezos and all these people, you think they run it with thugs? No. They got people around them, don't get it wrong. Mm-hmm. But they ain't no thugs. And they got much more money than these people do. But we're the ones always in these situations. We're the ones who's the story. We're the, it's us. It's always we're the story.
It's sad to say it. That's
we're
true.
The story.
We're the story.
We're the ones who got to say, rest in peace, and we got to do T-shirts, and we lost. It's bad when you got to say we lost another one.
Yeah.
And rappers designer oh, well, I don't want to rap anymore because of this. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
I mean, that shouldn't stop you from pursuing your dream, but
but it does stop you because it tells you that your celebrity doesn't mean nothing to these knuckleheads because they want what you got.
And it's sad to say, and it shouldn't be like that, man. Should not be. And I tell this to even people who are close to me. If you at a position where you making it a good enough for yourself, don't hate on the next person, man. Be the person like, okay, well, if this brother doing this and that, let me see what I have to do for myself so I can get to that status. Ask advice, ask questions. But the problem is, it's so much hate towards somebody who got something else that worked hard for.
It's the crab bucket mentality.
And it's not just in the rap game. You see this everywhere, period. That's fact. In sports, and
you see it at your
work
job.
At job.
You see it at your job.
When you walk down the street, motherfuckers be like, oh man, he got a nice car. Why I ain't got a nice car? Oh, I'm finna go take what he got.
No, they want to take it versus learning how to get it. Like I said, I don't need to take yours. I don't want yours. I want mine.
And it's something, and I hate to, I don't hate. I'm using this WWE quote that Triple A said. Yeah. He said this to Seth Rollins one episode, and I always admire what he said. Shout out to Triple H for saying this. He said, "Why is other people's success is a burden on certain people?"
Yeah, you want to know why?
Because it's not theirs.
It's not their success because they don't have no involvement in that success. Because when one person is successful, other people look at it as, why is it not me? So they ask themselves that. I mean,
I get it. I've done that too. I've done that too. But
guilty of that.
But I mean,
it's one thing to ask, but when I say it's a burden on them, it's one thing to ask, but another thing is to be envious.
Okay.
Jealous ones still envy. That Joe said that. And he's absolutely right.
Yeah. Because I heard him say that on episode 9.
It was an album title.
Yeah.
Jealous ones still envy. Because you want to know why? It's because when they look at it, they see that, well, they're in this position. I don't feel they should be in this position. I can do better. So it's not the fact that they are trying to get to that position. They're just envious of the person who's in that position. They wish they could be in that position, but they don't put the steps there to get to that position.
It's not even the success. It's the fact that it's them.
Yeah, it's just the fact of, and sometimes it's personal.
I mean, and I get it. I mean, I've done it. Cam, I'm pretty sure you've been there. Vic, you've been there. But it's like at the end of the day, I can't hate on. It's like I can't hate on this person because he worked hard to his goal. Right. So what am I doing to reach what I have to do to get to my goal?
We see this,
and it's sad to say, motherfuckers don't understand that because they so caught up in the jealousy. Oh, he got this or she got this. Why I ain't got this? Why I ain't got this? You can have the same. And my uncle told me like this a long time ago. He said, "You don't think everything I've done in my life came with consequences? I wanted this. He told me straight up, I like the money, I like the jewelry, I like the cars, I like the women.
Right. But all of it comes with.
So what? Like he said, all 4 of those. What I got to do it? He said, and you know,
And what did we,
My
and what
Uncle's
did we
Street,
talk?
yeah.
And what did we talk about earlier?
Yeah.
Before we really start going, what did we talk about? Here's what we want. Here's the goal. But it goes back to what I was saying. Even in relationships, we see this. We see some dude walking around with some female, and then we're like, so it's not the point that it's like, well, it goes to the first law, like, how is he able to do that? Then it goes to the, well, I think I'm special. I think I'm better. I'm gonna try to mess up their situation to get to that female. They do that. We do that stuff.
So, I was watching this.
We just talked about that too, by the way.
Did you ever see that movie? Danny Trio, Badass.
Which one? The one with on the bayou.
Nah, the one with
I know
Charles S. Yeah, three of
them.
But it was a part when Charles S. What's his name?
Charles S. Dutton.
Yeah, he was looking like, how the hell did you pull this black fine ass girl like this? But it goes back to saying.
But see, he just said it like, how were you able to do it? Versus, I think I'm better.
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to pull her away from you because I have money. I have this.
But the issue I have though, Cam, is like people don't envy people for their success. People don't say, man, congratulations, man. What you doing? Certain people do, some people don't. I'd rather we say, you know what, man, I'm just happy to see the next person as making it the difference for themselves in their life. You know, it took them a while, you know, they had a setback, you know, for his wife, they was locked up, you know, they lost a job, et cetera, et cetera. But if they took an effort, you know, let me make a difference in my life, let me build something up, I appreciate that. You know, I like to see people making it. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so much. People put so much pressure on certain people to the point that, you know, they can't make it. So now I'm gonna take it for somebody who did make it.
Yeah, because you want to know why? Because they know that they can't be that. You know, there's certain people who don't have your skill sets. They want it, but instead of trying to learn it and try to figure it out, they'd rather just try to take what they have versus learn the skill of how they got there.
Well, I mean, I hate to say it, but it's hard to learn, but it's easy to destroy.
Right. But anybody could go in there. Anybody could steal some stuff.
Yeah.
Anybody could go kill somebody. Anybody could do all this stuff. But not everybody could learn how to podcast. Not everybody can learn how to play basketball at a high
another
level.
thing I get mad about too, because even when people, you know, who does have educations, they use that over other people's head. I mean, I know people who don't have an education or don't have a college degree but do a perfectly better job than a person with an education who has a degree.
Right, because like I said, it's not just because you are knowledge in something, that doesn't mean that is your gift.
Yeah.
God gives you gifts, plural.
Yes.
It is your job to figure out. It's your job to figure out A, what those gifts are, B, how to handle those gifts, and C, if you're good enough with said gifts, well, guess what you'll find out? Mm-hmm. There was more gifts there waiting too. And sometimes you know
it's gonna be it's waiting down the road for all of us. That's what I'm saying.
But see, that's what people don't understand. You know, your gift is not singular full. Your gift is kind of like Christmas. You may get one. You may figure out you got one gift and you use that gift very well. Maybe it's a toaster oven that you use every few days, right? Okay, cool. And then all of a sudden you figure out, well, I'm kind of decent with the toaster. I could do this. I could do a little bologna sandwich. I could do this. I could do that. Guess what? You're utilizing your gift, right? So guess what you get the next year. You may get a couple other gifts. Okay, your toaster turns into a crock pot, and an air fryer.
Yeah. I like the way you said crock pot. It's crock
pot. A crock pot and an air fryer. I mean, you know.
I mean what you said.
But then you're like, okay, cool. Well, I'm still good with my toast game, but now I know how to air fry some wings. Now I could do like a crock pot stew. Now I could
Stop
utilize.
Talking about food, please.
Hey, that do something different.
I know.
Okay, but get back to the matter at hand.
But what am I telling you? I use that to say this. That's building. The problem that you have, and even in this situation with Quavo and Takeoff and all this stuff, is that we are so consumed by trying to take what others have versus
that they don't see what they have.
Figuring out what they have. And certain things you just got to understand. And I know people don't get it. Certain things you just got to take a concession that I'm not going to be them. I don't have that skill. I'm not Zuckerberg. I can't create this.
So the question I have is, as far as what I would Quavo, you think he's gonna be different now since this issue happened, or you think people gonna look at him different now since this issue happened?
They're gonna look at him crazy, but he's gonna have to. His camp's gonna have to move real. His camp's gonna have to move real different.
I mean, between me and you, we know the code of 3 goals right there.
Yeah, I know what the code is. I think it's gonna be real tricky. But see, they don't understand. It's not just tricky for them. Mm-hmm. It's tricky for everybody around them. See, people not taking into consideration. What about Cardi? What about all these other people that's in y'all camp? Who's got to move? Who's got to go? Who's got to do shows in these locations? Who's got to do business in these locations?
Yeah.
How you think you think they're gonna be cool to pull up in Houston now?
Not after this.
It's gonna be hard for them. So now you're costing them the bag. Now you're costing them money. Because now it's hard for you to move. Because now you got to figure out, well, if I have to move, if I have to do something out here, now I got to come in with an extra entourage, with extra people, with extra just to make sure that my peoples is cool. And furthermore, if they found out that it was accidental and they found out that Quavo was involved, how do you think their old camp is going to feel about that? Think about the discord and dissension that happens because you were mouthing off and you didn't cost us this. You costed us somebody's life that's affecting the money. Keep in mind, Takeoff is part of the Migos. Mm-hmm. That affects the label.
It's one hell of a chain reaction.
Yeah, this affects the whole label. This affects their contract. This affects their money. This affects their tour. This affects everything. They can't do anything. They just essentially cost themselves a buttload of money for nothing. And that's a different conversation. I'm not even going to go into the money conversation about this, but they cost themselves a lot of money over something that should be easily controlled. And you cost yourself life, money, lifestyle, and a lot of stuff that easily you could have just fell back and said, we falling back. Sometimes just because you may be right, sometimes you got to be big enough to say, I digress the argument and just fall back and you deal with it at a later point in time when cooler heads prevail. That's the story.
Or at least until you're not fucked up.
Yeah, that's the story. Speaking of craziness,
wait, before you get on that topic, I wanted to bring up, did you hear about in basketball?
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm going next. That's literally where we're going next. So let's slide a little bit. So what happened was, so if you're a sports fan, basketball in particular, basketball's been crazy, by the way. The Lakers, only got one win. We kind of trash. Trash. We ain't gonna talk about the antics and stuff on our side.
It's just depressing.
But on the other side of the coast, they got antics and crazy too. So I say the Lakers because I think the Lakers in Brooklyn, as far as like franchises, they're in opposite ends, but weirdly at the same position. You got superstars on your team. You should be doing well. Everything should be flowing like normal, right? Nah. The Lakers could barely get a win over a mediocre team with superstars. With a Russell Westbrook, a Anthony Davis, and LeBron, even though I know LeBron is aging, but still, he's still putting up 28 to 30 points a night. You still should be able to get something out of that. You can't win. You can only win one game. That's one thing.
Yeah.
Brooklyn, on the other hand of things, similar situation. You got Kyrie, you got KD, you got Ben Simmons, you got all these pieces.
What's
together.
That one? What name? Joe.
Joe Ingles. You got a lot of people who, on paper, they're great, but they can't get anything right together as a franchise because you got a lot of, you got one person who's not like a real vocal. He's not like a real leader. Kevin Durant, he's a great star, but not a leader.
See, here's my issue.
Then you got Kyrie, who is really a leader and a star, but he's very selfish in that role, which costed them to get their coach fired.
And that's what I got mad about because Steve Nash should, he should have not got fired in my opinion. And, everybody's entitled to their opinion. I don't think it was Steve Nash's fault on that subject. Reason why I said it because you got your two best players. I'm gonna say Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. They should be able to pull their team together, be like, you know what, guys, we need to pull this together. It can't always be. I always say it can't always be about on the coaches wise. Coaches are only supposed to be there as a report and motivate that part. But you got certain people who egos get in the way, or they want more than what they bargain with, and then they change the thing of the game. That's the only thing I have a problem with. Kyrie Irving, for example, when he was playing with LeBron, making money, winning championships, but he felt like he wanted to get out of LeBron's shadow. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're going to do something like that and not back it up with what you're saying, chances are everybody ain't gonna believe you. Ain't nobody gonna rock with you on that team. So now, in a different perspective, you got these two not doing what they're supposed to do. And what I got mad about when I watched the interview with Kevin Durant, he didn't say, or nobody on that team for matter said, you know what, I had a bad game, he had a bad game. Not taking responsibility, ownership to what they should be doing. They just point the finger, coach didn't do this or he didn't do that. So now you're blaming everything on Steve Nash, but not taking your responsibility as a not only a number one player, but as a superstar on that team to put in more work.
Well, like I said, just because you're the best player, that doesn't mean that you're the best leader.
Yeah.
Because what do I said this before, but what do I tell you about leaders? Leaders is not the one with the title.
Mm-hmm.
Leaders is the one that everybody rallies around. Sometimes that leadership does not come from the person who's making the most points or the most successful or even have the time. It's whoever they rally around, whoever people are going to listen to, who could talk with people well, who could motivate them, who, try to, inspire motivation, I should say. Things like that. Crazy enough, Kyrie Irving may be the most vocal, but he's what you call a bad leader.
Yeah, because right now he's messing up.
Because you're
like
not,
that little
because,
issue
no,
he had.
Because you're not because your leadership is not being demonstrated with everybody else, and it's not resonating, and people aren't rocking with you.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Because, like I said, you could say like, "Well, I'm the leader," but who's rolling with you?
Yeah,
they're not.
But and then like him, he did messed himself up with the little issue he had with
But this is what
race, anti-racial
we're
thing.
gonna go there in a second. But this is what I was saying about Steve Nash. The thing about being a coach, and for all people who are coaches in all businesses, listen to this. Just because you have the title, your job may not necessarily be to do the job, but your job is literally to come up with a plan and motivate or get your team to be motivated and get your team to drive and put your team in a position to do something. That's not just in basketball. That is in life and in work too.
Yeah, and he did.
And he tried.
I mean, okay, he tried to, but you don't. But look who he got.
But if the team doesn't rock with you, it doesn't matter how good you are. It doesn't work.
So next step. Okay.
So when people say like when the Lakers were winning, Phil Jackson was the coach, right?
Mm-hmm.
The real vocal person on that team was who?
In what
in
era?
In the Laker era, in the 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. Who was the vocal people?
Kobe and Shaq. And Shaq said this perfectly too when I was watching Inside. He said, "You don't think that if I had a bad game, okay, I'm not going to sit here playing. Okay, I need to do something. I got to get better. So I need to motivate me, not only myself and my team, to win this game."
Kobe motivated Shaq. They both listened to Phil.
Mm-hmm.
Phil got the team to do things that they wouldn't normally otherwise do. This is the same Phil Jackson who got Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan and Steve Kerr and all these people to do the same identical thing. This is why I said Phil Jackson was a great coach, because they all rallied around him, because he had to get the buy-in from his mouthpieces to make it work. That's where it worked. But trippy enough is that in Brooklyn, it didn't happen because a lot of it falls on the person who you're trying to get, your leadership they're trying to get to do that is not really there. This is the same Kyrie Irving who didn't want to get a vaccine shot, which is your choice. I'm not saying it's not, but the rest of your team did.
Mm-hmm.
So they could sit there and play basketball and try to win a championship. But you, as a leader, said, well, I'm not going to do it. Purposely. Other people bit the bullet and said, look, I don't believe in it, but for the betterment of my team, I'm going to do this.
For the whole.
Yes. So I'm going to do this for the collective. Even though I may not agree, I'm doing it for the collective because I want to have a chance for us to win.
Yeah.
This is the same Kyrie Irving who, at this juncture in time is promoting a movie about anti-Semitism.
I don't know.
Well, about Jesus. No, because
I mean,
I
get it. I don't knock nobody down who they try to
play choice
of your religion, but
it's your choice. But you're
bad
trying to
mouth somebody.
You've been trying to be Kanye for the longest period of time, and I'm not understanding that even Kanye felt consequences.
Sure did. That nigga.
Kanye felt bigger consequences that Kyrie Irving will never, ever, ever see. And you want to know why Kyrie ain't gonna feel as many consequences? Because we just saw Kanye West go through this. So let's recap for all the people. Kanye went off, was saying that, I cannot be, I could say whatever I want about Jews or whatnot, and Adidas couldn't drop me. No less than 2 days later, they put the ban hammer on him.
All that.
You went from being a multi-billionaire to being maybe worth $200 million. You understand that's a $2 billion hit in 2 days? If I lost $40 in my wallet right now, I ain't gonna be hurt, but I'm gonna be somewhat hurt that I lost $40. I'm gonna be like, well, damn, that's $40.
But see, that brother, this dude lost he lost all his endorsements. Ain't nobody. He probably can't even walk inside of Popeyes.
You lost $2 billion, and you probably couldn't even get an owner to just let you sit down and talk with you now. You know how many places Kanye got kicked out of?
He wouldn't even be able to say a word.
He tried to get himself into Skechers. And Skechers kicked him out. He tried to get himself into other places, New Balance, some other places. Kicked him. They didn't sit down and conversate with him. Get out. And not understanding that Kanye
back no more.
And I mean kicked out. Like, you don't understand that affects not just him.
When we say kicked out, imagine like on a cartoon where Kanye's just flying out the building with a big old boot behind him.
No, it's if you've seen A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
I can't believe you went there.
And when he went up there and was trying to talk to old girl and they tried to give her love, and he said, and I quote, "You're a flashlight cop. I see you. I see you."
Oh, Martin was a fool for that part. That was my favorite part.
First of all,
he going out the way they dragged him out the building. I'm like, man, this nigga Martin really is small.
Doing the dance after they just lifted him up and pulled him over the
and then that smooth walk he did.
That's how they did Kanye.
Oh,
if y'all seen that movie, first of all, Thin Line Between Love and Hate, great movie, by the way. You should see that.
I just like the Bobby Brown scene
when he did the dance.
When he did the dance with the girls.
A lot of great acting. Lane Whitfield.
Rest in peace. Tommy,
Tiny was in there. A lot of good.
Hustle Man was in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of good people in that movie.
Once again.
But when he got kicked out, that's what it looked like getting kicked out the building. He got kicked out. He can't even buy an endorsement right now.
But see, here's my issue with Kanye. I wasn't mad about what he said. I was more mad about it should have been him saying it.
So who's supposed to say it?
Not him.
Who?
I can give you a proper answer for that part, but not him.
I think the reason he did it was because he thought he was the only one that could.
I think that he had the right intention. because he wanted to bring awareness to something that we already knew.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you knew now.
Yeah, and if you didn't know that,
take your money.
Unless you own it fully, and you have to be collaborative with other people who are around you to make a lot of this work, that if somebody wants to put the drop on you, put the band hammer on you, media, music, fashion, sports, they can ice you out. Did y'all not learn anything from Colin Kaepernick? Colin Kaepernick took a knee.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nike decided to rock with him anyway. But they were the only ones, and they took a flyer with the intent of they were trying to spin it to try to make some money off the situation more so than anything else. But did that boy even play a lick of football again? Absolutely not. Did he get endorsements from other places outside of Nike? Absolutely not. He had to get support from other players and stuff just to get some of his agenda off, even though he wasn't necessarily in the wrong. What he was really doing was trying to bring awareness to something. Now, did he go about it exactly the right way? It's tough.
You know how it said it could have been done better.
It could have been done better. I'm not saying that it was completely wrong, but you got to understand, when you're disrespecting, like, in their eyes, in Colin Kaepernick's word, he was disrespecting not just the United States, but really the military people. Yeah. When you are taking a knee against the flag for people who protects your country, we take that super serious. That's going against your country.
And as we should.
Again, there's certain things, like I said, there is a way to go about that. And I understand that there was a very outward, I get it, you do it once.
But like I told you, I don't know who, but it shouldn't have been.
But when it came to Kanye, it was kind of in the same conversation piece. Somebody had to do it. Somebody had to take the sword. And even then, it's like, I get it.
But do you think for him taking this whole risk and him knowing that he was gonna lose it all, you think he knows that he was gonna be in a position where if he says this,
he was in full confidence he would lose nothing.
No. His ego got him clipped, because it wasn't the fact of what he was saying.
Oh my God, this goes all the way back to what we were talking about a minute ago.
Yeah,
unchecked egos.
Right, his ego got him clipped. His ego said, "I could say this, and there's no consequence." Says who?
But now, what for him wise, you think that messes his relationship up, especially with like other artists and the music?
Yes, that's done.
Everything about him is messed up.
So
I know all this, everything gone.
So
basically, the brother careers is over with.
I'll tell you how bad it's gotten. So Def Jam,
that's bad.
was with Good Music, which Good Music is Kanye's label, who has a bunch of artists who's under Good Music, John Legend amongst others.
Mm-hmm. I love
connected to Def Jam. Def Jam said, "We want no part of Good Music. They were intending to resign. We're not resigning Kanye or Good Music. We're done." Wow. Furthermore, because of the people who own these other record labels, he can't pitch to another record label. So if you had enough money, you should have been able to do this independent on your own, like Def Jam, by the way, like Russell Simmons did back in the day. He did it on his own dolo. It was him and Rick Rubin. Keep in mind, Rick Rubin's Jewish, by the way. That's why they can't deal with him. Because, even though Russ could have kind of maybe went to bat for him to a degree, Rick Rubin ain't.
And that's the other hand.
And Russ ain't gonna.
And Russ been rocking with Rick Rubin way before Kanye was born.
He ain't
doing that.
He ain't doing that.
Who else has connection to Def Jam? Jay-Z and them. And if Jay-Z, and keep in mind, Kanye is his people. And if Jay-Z said, "I ain't trying to get my peoples," then that's what it is. And this is where it goes back to the Takeoff Quavo thing. This is on a bigger scale. Jay-Z could have went in there, and you said who could have opened their mouth? Jay-Z could have very easily opened his mouth and said, "I vouch for him. I'm a rock with him. I'm going to keep my boy safe. I'm going to keep him out of harm's way. He didn't.
Because he knew what the repercussion would have been.
It goes beyond that. He knew that he was wrong. He knew that not just wrong, he knew that he was wrong in the method in which he was trying to do this.
And Jay-Z's not going to mess
and
up this.
Jay-Z is not going to, Jay-Z won't put himself out there.
Yeah.
Even though he did put himself out there for Kanye before. He put himself out there for Kanye before once.
Mm-hmm.
We can recall that real fast. Jay-Z, Kanye goes on to the Grammy Awards, interrupts Taylor Swift's conversation in regards to Beyonce. But because he was coming to the defense of Beyonce, Jay-Z said, all right, cool. Beyonce gives a call. Jay, I love you. Come get your man. He did, snatch him out, sat Kanye down for a year. They went in the trenches, made Watch Strong one of the best albums ever created, right? Why? Because Jay-Z said, I'm going to come get you. But this is the last time I come snatch you up.
And I hate to say it, Kanye ain't been the same since his mom passed.
Kanye's always been this. He's always had the ego. Did you see the documentary?
Yeah, I saw the documentary.
He always
long
had...
as shit, but... Long as shit, but yeah. I saw it.
Kanye's always been a little off the rails.
He's been off the rails, but genius gets you off the rails.
It's not only is he a genius.
I mean, don't get me wrong, he's one hell of an artist. I love his music, and I'll still listen to his music to this day, but it's like, dog, now you done messed up your whole... Basically, he put, like Bertie Mac said on Playstick, you done messed up the church's money. Now, you lost all your endorsements. Probably going to lose all the close people around you.
He already kind of lost that.
Now...
Because at this point, he's not
basically you're just another foul.
Because he can't rock with nobody. Jay-Z can't. I mean, Jay-Z could, but he can't because now you're putting everything that he has
so
in
now
jeopardy.
You think he gonna lose his houses and stuff like that if they ain't already.
How are you gonna recoup that type of money? How are you recouping $2 billion worth of money? You tell me. I can tell you only a handful of people who could recoup $1 billion. Old boy from Twitter, old boy who owns Twitter. We're gonna talk about that in a second.
Oh, I forgot about that issue of Twitter. Yeah, I just heard about that. They want to change. Yeah,
they ain't changing it. He owns them now.
Yeah. Which that subject, I'm not mad at him on that one.
No, we're gonna go there.
But that's another topic.
We're gonna go there in a quick second. We're gonna address that really quick. But not too many people could recoup $1 billion. There's only a handful of people who could recoup a couple of $1 million, even on a good day. But to recoup $2 billion, you ain't recouping $2 billion. You got to take that as an L, and you're not in good graces with the people who could kind of help you along your way. You know who could have? Like I said, Jay-Z could help. A lot of his artists could help him. Mm-hmm. Shoot, believe it or not, Kim could help him. They're not, but they could. The family who turned nothing into something could easily flip this situation for him and get him back in good graces, even though he wouldn't humble himself to do it. You do know the Kardashians could kind of turn this in a heartbeat.
They can.
But they won't do it.
So many.
No, it's not even that, but they won't do it.
But they won't do it. Because
he put them...
I won't be mad, and I ain't mad at them.
He put them in too bad of a position to do it. They don't want to. People don't understand that he talks so bad about Robert Kardashian Sr. and a whole bunch. He talked bad about a lot of people along the way. He burned a lot of bridges that right now could really be aligned with him. If he was with Kim right now, 2/3 of this doesn't happen.
Yes, it would.
No.
Yes, it would.
I'd say
Kim and the Jenners would have kept him alive enough. The reason why they broke up was literally because they really couldn't control him enough. He had too much money, too much influence. He was too cocky.
You can't turn the hood, nigga.
But you cannot. But that's the thing. That hood mentality.
You can't turn. I tell that. And when people,
you get to the top,
you can't turn a hood brother into a house brother. That does not work.
You can.
If anything, you can. But
there's certain elements that they're going to keep. Jay-Z is a good example of that. You can. And somebody even asked this question. If Jay-Z and Beyonce was a breakup, who would Beyonce be able to date?
Damn, that is a good question.
Who would she be able to date? I'm gonna
Not
tell you how hard.
nobody. Not nobody. Nobody.
There's nobody with the stature, cachet, maybe the money, but who is she? Everything else is a downgrade.
I can't see him dating nobody else.
Everybody
Not even a stud.
Think about this. Think about Kim's situation.
But she different.
No, Kim's not different.
She different from Beyonce, in my opinion.
She is different, but everything that she did, everything that she does, was upgrade. Upgrade, sideways, upgrade. Get to Kanye. Pete Davidson, really? Downgrade. Who else are you gonna try to date? Everybody else is a downgrade from that point. Unfortunately, it's just the truth.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Not trying to be harsh. It's just
Pete, this is no knock to you. I know you still quietly like trying to get back with her. I get it, but you're a downgrade. I ain't gonna say you're a rebound, but you're definitely a downgrade. I understand the downgrade, but like, hey, I understand. I've been a downgrade to people. I know.
We all should. I have side pieces.
I'm not a side piece. I understand. Like, look, I know you're with this. You're with me. I may be a little bit of downgrade. What it be? Okay, I'm with that. But like I said,
it was just a fashion tale, right?
But Kanye being cocky got him in trouble,
and he knows it.
Kyrie Irving being cocky got other people in trouble.
So here's the question, because I was watching it on Inside.
I didn't get to the good part of the story, and I'm gonna get there in a second.
But here's the question: as far as what Kyrie Irving, and I was watching this on NBA Inside, and Charles Barkley said this. I agree with Charles Barkley. He should have been suspended and fined. Do you think he should have been suspended and fined?
Nope.
Why?
He shouldn't have been suspended and fined because you have the right to decline an answer. He doesn't have to answer. I mean, I know that the person who was asking the question was trying to get him to talk about the whole anti-Semitic movie. They're trying to bait.
Oh, I didn't know about that part.
They were trying to bait him into an answer.
I didn't know. I didn't hear about that. Okay.
So what he was trying to do was not talk about that in that form when they were supposed to be talking about the game.
Yeah, okay.
You could definitely do that. Okay. So he should not have been
I didn't
fined.
know that.
Now, did he go about that whole conversation the right way? Probably not, but it's not a finable thing. It's just certain times you just like, look, he could have just said, I don't want to talk about that at this time. But you know how reporters do. They try to press the issue. Mm-hmm. They try to rephrase the question. They try to bait you into that answer.
Anything for views.
Right. They're trying to bait into the answer.
And because knocked out.
And the thing is, because of the confrontation, now they're mad at Kyrie. Kyrie just didn't do it the right way. But ultimately, he was trying to say, I'm not talking about the movie. And really, he should have just said that. We're not addressing this right now. I understand the Kanye thing. That's Kanye on me. I ain't talking about it right now. We can talk about it on a different platform at a different point in time. That's what he should have said. He didn't. It has made more of a thing than that. But should he got fined for that? No. Freedom of speech is you do have the right to say, I don't want to talk about it. That's the thing. But the bigger story is this. So they fired Steve Nash.
I was just going to ask you. No. Wait. Let me ask. No. Please. Because I thought this was funny too. So a rumor went around. I don't know if it's true.
It ain't a rumor.
If they gonna bring
Boston, it's a fact. So they go.
Boston.
Let me get him.
Go ahead.
Let me get him. So these fools. So the same dude that was up there in Boston tricking. Up there tricking.
But how the
dating the president's
why?
Hitting the president's wife.
Why with Boston?
And so Brooklyn says, we'll spin the block and let's get in negotiations and try to get that coach.
Why, Brooklyn? Why? After this issue this brother went through with Boston and got caught up. Even though I know he's a good coach.
And anybody else would have been fired. Fired.
When I heard that,
Brooklyn said, Now we're gonna bring you in for what? For him? Well, who's he gonna mess with? The president. So I don't know who the president's wife is in Brooklyn. We know who. He ain't gonna be messing with Kyrie's girl. We know that Kevin Durant's been messing with porn stars. We know that.
Yeah.
So who's he? So
he might want to cut his hair for that one.
No, I'm just saying. Hey. I'm just saying that. Okay, so you're gonna bring this dude in who's been suspended, banned. How are you going to present that? You're already
to the board.
No, you're already in chaos, and you're gonna bring another person in who already has baggage and chaos to your team. Does that sound like good leadership from the top or what? That sounds like...
I laughed. I was when they announced it, when I was watching Inside.
So I know what it is. I know what it is. Y'all want access to Nia Long. That's what y'all want. That's what y'all want. It's cool.
When they said they trying to bring this brother, I'm like, why?
Out of all the coaches, you really want to.
But okay, so as far as why Steve Nash issue, you think another team will pick him up as a coach?
Who do you go to? What other teams will say is this: if you could not coach a team with superstars and get them right, how good are you really?
He's good. Problem is, it's rough dealing with.
It was his first coaching job. I get it. Should he get another shot at it?
He did. I mean, 3 years. He was doing good.
You know what he should have done? He should have been an assistant. But I've always said there's certain.
But since too, even though they fire him, they still gonna have to pay him out.
There's certain players who knew better than to be coaches. You want to know why? You know why Magic Johnson never was a coach? He said this.
Yeah, I know.
Because he said, I would go too hard on them, and my expectations would be way too high, and I wouldn't be able to coach them. And this is pre-Kobe, by the way. He could have literally been the Lakers coach going into that Kobe era. Because it was only like 2 or 3 years away, and he would have been a coach for that. But he said,
hypothetically,
Magic Johnson?
Yeah.
Hypothetically, how different do you think things would have turned out if he did?
They would have won, but it would have been.
I don't think it's the same. I think you needed.
But I know Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson.
So Magic Johnson is like what's his face? Deion. He's like Deion Sanders type.
Yeah.
He's more of that. That's why he was a good GM, believe it or not. But he could not be on the court with his super high expectations. The same reason why Jordan doesn't coach, and he's a GM and he's an owner. Because if Jordan was the coach, his gaming expectation is way too high. Because his IQ is too high, his gaming, his drive, his motor is too high for anybody else. This is the reason why Magic and Jordan, they're considered to be in the top 5 players of all time. Because their drive is so high, and if they even remotely put their real expectations on them, nobody can match up. Nobody. That's the reason why it's tough for them to do it. They'd rather just sit in the booth and be like, well, let the coaches do their thing, and they put their little 2 cents in, rather than coach. The reason why Magic is not a GM of the Lakers now is because his expectations is too high. It's too high, and they couldn't match up. The ownership for the Lakers is... It's not terrible, but it kind of is.
And you know what? And that goes to show what a great leadership that he is, Magic Johnson, on that point.
Magic Johnson.
Because he would have been like, then now remember that issue he had where he had an issue with the owner about, getting rid of certain people. Mm-hmm. Like, do I have the power capable of firing this person?
Yeah. And they were like, not necessarily, because you got to go to this board of people, and it was stupid. And he was like, no, I can't do this.
I can't do that. And to this day, I respected what he said.
I respect it. I just didn't like the way he went out. If you're gonna do this, you go out proper. Hey, look, don't go out on a newscast and whatnot. You tell your people, hey, look, let me respectfully step away from this. Do this the right way. That was the only thing I was mad about. I wasn't mad about him leaving. I was just mad about the way he went about it. Hey, just tell your people. So, you go to LeBron. Hey, LeBron, I'm going to step away. I'm going to hand the reins over this way. It's what it is.
Need something, just call him, brother.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just the wrong way to go about it. But besides that, Magic was fine.
Well, anything else you guys want to hit up?
Anyway,
Didn't you say you had some stuff you wanted to talk about?
No, we gotta talk about Twitter. Elon Musk, 44
Oh.
billion Twitter.
Yeah. That was a lot of money right there.
Yeah, we got time still.
Yeah, no, we got a little bit of time.
That's bread right there. And now it's just like, it's mine now.
Well, you know what the trippy thing about it was? That he really didn't want it at first. I mean, he wanted it, then he didn't want it.
He was iffy.
Because what he has, what else he owns?
He has Tesla.
Tesla, yeah.
All kinds of stuff. He got, don't get it wrong, he got, the 44 billion wasn't, it's money. I mean, it's not like chump change, but it's not like real money to him. That is like an investment into another business, but you gotta understand.
Was this cash, or was this?
Oh, this is probably cash and options. but think about this. It's like we talked about yesterday. 44 billion for a social media company. Where's the money coming in? How do you recoup? Or is Twitter really making 44 billion worth of money?
I will believe because look at Twitter versus Facebook.
Facebook's stronger. Facebook is not just Facebook. Facebook has Instagram, and the combination of the two makes them stronger, and they've been around more, and they got all kinds of advertising dollars.
Yeah, that part I get. But what I'm saying is,
with
Twitter, because you got to think about it, what difference between Facebook and Twitter? Everything you write, I agree with you. But everybody goes on Twitter. From celebrities, from status, everything's on Twitter. You ever notice when you see, like, if you watch a game or if you watch a fight or anything like that, Twitter pops up on there, hashtag good fight, hashtag WWE Raw, hashtag UFC 1-2 something. So you got to think, Twitter is strong though, bro.
No, I'm not. No.
No, it's not that Twitter.
I'm just saying. Okay, so let me put this in a different perspective. When you're on Twitter, what do you always see? Celebrities wise, who puts more of their social Twitter on Twitter?
But you get that on Instagram too.
I mean, yeah, you get that on Instagram too. But what I'm saying is, Twitter. Look at all the people who put on Twitter versus look at all the people who put on Instagram. Instagram is more of a picture wise. I'm gonna put my pictures up, make a little comments, this and that, advertising. Twitter, you tell a story. What a hashtag that involved with it. Even on Instagram too, but I feel like Twitter is more of a storyline. Let me get my personal opinions out, or let me tell my life story. Versus Instagram is more like same thing, but different element. If that's the right thing I'm using. Think about it.
Twitter's strong, but I would say this.
The problem is
who's stronger? I'll throw this question to y'all. Who's stronger? Do y'all think Twitter's stronger, or do y'all think Snapchat's stronger?
Who's Snapchat owned by?
They're independent right now.
So they're independent.
Twitter.
Now, I'd probably say Twitter.
Twitter's stronger, or do you think TikTok's stronger?
It's probably neck and neck, honestly.
On that subject, I'm gonna have to say TikTok.
Why?
Because they integrate more, and I see a lot of people make money off of TikTok.
I think
versus Twitter.
That's where I was going. You could have content creators make some change off of TikTok. You don't make that off Twitter.
Yeah. So
that goes into my original question. How did Twitter get to 44 billion? Because that's a high evaluation. That's like an instant.
I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they had it all along.
If Instagram was split from Facebook, and you put up Instagram in itself for, let's say, 25 or 30 billion, I could almost kind of justify that because I know the advertising, I know a lot of things that goes on with that. But 44 billion for Twitter, that's a high valuation.
Yeah, I give you that.
I mean, that's a very for a social media company. Now, and I put it in these terms. 44 billion for Twitter. How much is the Activision Blizzard deal?
67.
Sounds about right. 67 billion. So you mean to tell me that Twitter makes a slight bit less money than Activision Blizzard? It's hard for me to say that. Shoot, we got Call of Duty just dropped.
Yeah, that shit already made like I think 800 million.
It's 800 million.
Yeah, in 3 days it's made 800 million.
It is 800 million 3 days in. Do you know how strong that is? I'm gonna tell you, and we don't have enough time to go into it. We'll probably address it in the next thing.
Yeah, we got like 10 minutes.
Yeah. Keep it going.
There's 3 things that you should probably invest in if you don't. There's always one of them you can't invest in. It's 3 things that make money. It's 3 things that make money in the world. Tech. As tech evolves, you're going to make money in tech.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Energy, meaning that electric, oil, energy.
Mostly oil.
But energy, because even when the oil goes away, energy is going to be.
I hope so.
Yeah, it's still going to be.
I hope the third one is relevant.
And the third one, I'll let y'all take a stab at the third one. The third one's funny.
Well, I heard.
Cannabis.
Say it.
What's the third one?
Cannabis.
Huh?
Pussy.
Cannabis.
No. Porn would be the third.
Yeah, pussy.
Okay. I wonder. I didn't want to go there, but
porn
yeah.
is the strong.
I'm trying to joke. It's a fact.
All 3 of them,
no. It is.
I'm
a
gonna tell
fact.
you right now. Porn makes probably more money than both of those.
Of course.
It's reigned it's been unchallenged since its inception.
I was going to start. We were going to go on that topic, but we have to address the Takeoff Quavo situation, all that stuff first. But next episode, I promise you, we will address that.
Okay. I'm done with that one.
Because it's the cause and effect of the porn sex work industry, which drives everything else, including tech. Believe it or not. So tech is strong, but without porn, tech.
And
tech fluctuates a lot.
Real quick, to give somebody who doubts that, back then there was these things called Laserdisc. They were similar to CDs, but they had very high resolution? Mm-hmm. They had very high resolution. Now, why don't we see Laserdisc nowadays? Because porn killed them. Because they preferred VHS tapes.
Yeah, no. So it was VHS, and it wasn't Laserdisc. It was a VHS and another thing called Beta.
Mm-hmm. I remember Beta.
So Beta, they had Beta Master, basically like these high version discs that you would put in, which was basically, I'm gonna be honest with you, Beta. Those discs were actually a lot more advanced than VHS, but the porn industry chose VHS at the time. This was in the 80s, by the way.
Mm-hmm. 70s.
No. They chose this, and it was at the beginning of the 80s.
Was it?
It was the beginning of
the
the 80s.
Tail end of the 70s.
81, 82 is when this happened. And it was the porn industry that decided we're going to go in this direction, and it follows through since. I'm not going in this conversation right now. We will. This would take up hours. We will be sitting here for another 2 hours to talk about that in itself.
Well,
but we will talk about it. But
in closing,
but no, one more thing, because we got like 5 minutes and we got to do this.
Okay.
What you been playing?
Oh man,
yeah. What have you been playing?
I've been playing Rose 96. I was just playing it right before you guys go. It's actually a game. It's a storyline game about this girl trying to get across the border. So she's going through all the different steps to get there. So picking up hitchhiker, meeting different people.
So what type of game is it? It's basically it's like a story game.
It's a story game.
Okay, is it like an RPG where you got to fight people? Is it?
No.
Is this like a point and click adventure?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, I was trying to figure. I was like,
because that's what that sounds like to
me. Yeah. It is a point. It's a adventure. Yeah.
Not just for me, but for the for the fans at home.
And recently I was playing Resident Evil 2.
No, I ain't mad. Everybody's been trying to play games.
They put that on the console. I had to download it.
But I ain't mad at you.
It's been fun.
Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 2 wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Force of the granddaddy of them all. But
I did jump back on playing the campaign on Halo Infinite.
Okay, nice.
That was fun. Nice. I just restarted it again just to go back to feel a little bit. I haven't beat the whole game because I kind of fell off of Halo for a while.
Yeah.
But
so you ain't put your $70 in or your $100 in to play Call of Duty yet?
Not yet. I am hopefully But you know,
I know. I'm just hey,
Brad, look, brother got bills. We got bills.
I got it. But I'm like, shoot, there's people who like they putting away half a check so they can just get skins and all kinds of
I'll probably get that.
It's not even a joke.
I'm gonna get it though. I want to play this one.
People were gassed, and the story behind that was that shoot, I'm gonna go in the store and buy the disc. Not knowing that the disc only had like a small portion of the content, and you have to download everything. And with the update, you have to download them for 100 plus
you got to buy it off the thing.
Yeah, to give you an idea of how small the disc is, essentially a key. The disc doesn't even have the campaign on it.
Right.
It's literally just a key to play the online game.
Right. To play everything, and I get it. It's just like it's. I know people are old school, like I got to go in and buy it and all this stuff. I'm like. In this instance, I'm gonna tell you right now, 9 times out of 10, you should. I know this is so counterproductive to what I do on my job, but you should not even go in and buy games that is Xbox or PlayStation, because 9 times out of 10, when you get the disc, you gotta run an update for it to work.
The only one.
As soon as you run an update, that disc is obsolete.
Currently, the only ones that are still like you need the disc is just the Switch. Really, Nintendo.
Yeah, and Nintendo, because they have cartridges, and with their little cartridges, you have to put those in.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I've been playing.
That's what's up. Dick, what you been running?
Well, what have I been running? Well, I've been playing one of the greatest. Some of that, but I've been playing one of the greatest zombie games ever made, Dead Rising.
Okay.
You know, Halloween and all that. Wanted to play get my zombie murder on. Pretty fun game. Very, very primitive compared to the shit now. I was playing the first one.
Okay.
And it's a fun game. It's a very fun game.
Okay.
It's one of those games where you can quite literally just kind of do whatever. I mean, sure you can follow the story, but you don't have to.
Right.
It's a solid game. Been playing a little bit of that. Been playing Modern Warfare 2019, not the latest one.
Got it.
You know, I wanted to go back to that one. A lot of people are obviously still going to play that one because Modern Warfare 2, even though it's out, is still currently going through growing pains, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. They're going to have to patch the shit out of it. You know, like I said, I'm not going to cop me a copy until it's on discount, probably sometime this month because of Black Friday. I wouldn't be surprised if they sell it like in a package, like get this one and get Modern Warfare 2019 with it. You know, they might do something like that, but we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, I haven't been playing that much. Mm-hmm. You know, just getting that zombie game in. Really fun. Okay. That and a little bit of Resident Evil Revelations.
That's what I've been playing. Revelations, yeah.
Okay.
Revelations, really good.
Yeah.
Not amazing, but good. What can I say? Killing zombies is fun, Cameron. If you don't find zombie killing fun, then we can't be friends.
I don't like I'm just playing. I can't even say that with a straight face.
Shut it down.
I can't even say that with a straight face to take it seriously. No, I get that.
No, Revelations is fun. I just barely started, you know, going through the beginning, trying to escape the compound and stuff like that.
It's funny because everybody coming off of October, it's like everybody's probably spun through a Resident Evil game. Some people play 4, some people play 2, some people y'all play Revelation.
A
lot of people played Village, Village is pretty solid.
You know damn well some motherfuckers pulled out the PlayStation 2.
Oh yeah, they play the OG one. Yeah, they play the OG one. Yeah, no, I still like the OG one. Don't get it wrong.
I respect the shit out of it.
Even though it's clunky and slow at this point, but it's still dope though.
I'm waiting on that Dead Space remake coming out soon.
What am I looking at?
Right here.
Amazon Prime members will get access to 100 million ad-free. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's not out of ordinary.
But yeah.
Yeah, but anywho, I got you on that.
What you been playing?
Yeah, what have you been playing?
What have I been playing? Finished up Cyberpunk because I was trying to get a pretty thorough.
I saw the video thing you put up.
I was running that. Finished that. So ran through that. I'm gonna probably sit that on ice for a little while. I'm gonna come back and do a couple of other builds with Cyberpunk again. But I know
it's very replayable.
Yeah, so I'm gonna come back.
I'll probably hold off till the Phantom Liberty.
That's what I'm waiting for. But I just wanted to make sure I got a run in before. Then I'm gonna go in Phantom Liberty, make another run again, so I can run my shoddy build, see how that works. But the Edge Runner build is dope. I like that a lot. That was dope. Trying to play through Persona 5.
Why?
Because that's what Steve was about. I never played it. I'm gonna be dead on. I never played Persona. It's an RPG, and I want to just give it some runs because they consider.
Don't you have a Switch?
I do, but I didn't play Persona.
That's fair.
I'm just. What are you going to do? I ain't going to lie. I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't play Persona, but I wanted to see what the hype is about because everybody says that Persona is considered to be in the top 10 RPGs of all time. And I don't know if it's good enough. Because to me
it's hard for me to judge. I'm not a huge advocate of anime.
it feels slow. That's the problem. And that's what I think with Persona. It's just like it feels like that Persona is not strong enough.
Hey. Oh, I'm gonna eat the other half of enchilada.
He's gonna eat the other half of the enchilada.
Sorry, mom. I want to make
No,
Mom wants to make a dish, so I had to.
You're gonna eat the other enchilada? Is that what I heard?
First of all, I'm probably at this part out, but you can't be taking your mama's enchilada like that.
No, because she was calling, okay. So mom wants to make her. She wanted me to check it because she gonna make some chili beans later on.
She was calling to make
So
sure
she
you
wanted
didn't eat it.
She wanted to see if she had some onions and some bell peppers and some celery and stuff like that. The whole night. So basically, brother gonna be. So that's another topic.
But
no bread.
Oh, we got bread. Oh, we got.
There you go.
Don't get it twisted.
Anyway, Cameron.
But I've been playing Persona, trying to figure out if this is a good game or not. It's slow. I'm gonna tell you right now. I tried to play this game 4 times, and I probably fell asleep on it twice.
You gotta remember, this is a motherfucker who loves XCOM.
I get it. No, but I like RPGs too. Don't get it wrong.
No, I'm just explaining to these people because they're like, well, how can you say that? And it's like, man.
No, like I said, when I talk about RPGs, I am the same person who ran through many of Final Fantasy games. So I get Persona. But it just seems slow. I don't know if it's a story. I don't know what it is yet. Maybe I haven't got that far down. So I'm going to give it some more run and see what it's about. But the whole little... I'm in a castle versus trying to go to school. This little high school angst type deal. I don't know if I can rock with it. Maybe it's just me and I'm just getting old.
One of the biggest turns off to Eastern entertainment for me or anime is the high involvement of high school.
Right.
I can't stand that shit. I'm like maybe it's just me, but high school is behind me. I'm not sitting here fantasizing about it.
Right, and that's what I said. Maybe I'm just getting old and I just can't relate to it. But it's like every single time
Is Butterbean okay?
No, I'm good. I'm just like, I'm just trying to figure out if it's just me when it comes to this game.
And when he said that, he threw out his back.
No, I'm trying to figure out.
Please don't talk about his back.
We ain't talking about growing pains, trust me.
Because that day he said it was your foot.
It was my ankle. I could barely walk.
His thumb.
Oh yeah, I was.
You sound like you had you had a fight or you was in a wrestling match.
It's kid breaking down. It's all right.
But before we go though, I need to give a quick shout out.
We're gonna have
just a minute.
Okay, so I wanted to get a shout out on a couple of my friends down at Southern Combat Club out in Boynton Park. Shout out to my good friend Tony and Marlon who got promoted to their brown belts, and shout out to 3 of my other friends. First and foremost, Jocelyn, congratulations on your black belt. Miguel, congratulations on your black belt. And my buddy Lance, congratulations on your black belt. Hell of achievement. Proud of you guys. And give a shout out to my coach out in Centerline Gym who just got his second degree on his black belt last night from our coach, Chris Howder. So much love and respect to you all.
Indeed.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that's all good. Ain't nothing wrong with the grind. Y'all keep y'all stay focused on that grind. Keep achieving.
I'll be there pretty soon. I just got to keep on my grind and keep showing up. So, but I always want to give my consideration to everybody who I train with and everybody I share the mat with, whether if it was at my gym or other gyms like that. Much love, respect to you all.
Sportsmanship.
That's always good. You always show love. That's the one thing if y'all don't take anything else away. But go ahead, Vic. Talk to him. Let's get some final thoughts before we get up out of here.
Well, we did have a lot to talk about today. Not all of it pleasant. Some of it could be uncomfortable, depending how you depict it. But it had to be talked about, and we had to say our piece about the whole thing. And it's sad that the phrase, "we lost another one," is a common phrase in the world of the rapper game. It's incredibly sad that somebody's life was lost when they were just trying to de-escalate a situation. And it's something you just don't want to see repeated, but I hate to say it, but we most likely will see it repeated for the foreseeable future. Intoxication and confrontation are 2 things that do not mix well whatsoever. As you can see, it resulted in the death of somebody who was just trying to pull his homeboy away from the situation. And it could even possibly be a case of friendly fire, which would make it even so much more worse. We will pray for the family who have suffered this loss, and hopefully they'll be able to get through it. But as always, it was a pleasant time spending it here with my brothers and spending it with you, dear viewer and listener. Whether you listen to us or watch us, both is greatly and deeply appreciated. If you are one of the 27 subscribers, thank you for subscribing, and we hope you'll stay with us for the foreseeable future. If this is your first time listening to the PVC Podcast Crew, well, we hope you enjoyed what we had to say. If you did, please check out the older episodes we have posted, and we do have even older episodes on Spotify. So we need you, or if you'd like to, please check us out. We've talked about many things up to this point, and we have many more things to talk about. For the world is always changing, and the PVC will always have something to say. Lastly, next week, make sure to tune in to see the wave reveal for Paul here.
Got him. You thought we were going to let that slide, huh?
I'm sorry.
You thought we were going to let that slide, huh?
Yeah, I know he wasn't. I was waiting. I was more waiting on you to say it than Victor. But I'm glad. Yeah,
buddy, we gonna catch
But let me pass it over to my brother Paul. Paul, any last words or final thoughts?
As far as what my buddy Victor said, you shouldn't lose your life over something petty. So my final thought is, if you in a position where you know you can get yourself out of an altercation or anything bad, and generally, just be the bigger man or bigger woman. Just walk away. It's not worth it losing your life. Sad to say, we lost another person in the rap game. Whether, the situation happened, still you shouldn't lose your life over something dumb. So I'll leave you with this. If you can find your way to get yourself out of altercation, just walk away. Most and foremost, is God above all. As always, when my brother Cam always say, and I always say, much love and respect to everybody. I hope, if you working from the bottom, try to work your way up to the top and achieve more. Everybody's life is relevant. Everybody, like I always say, everybody deserves to be somewhere where they should be in life. Whether, you work harder or you're not, I always being a firm believer, everybody deserves better, including, me, myself, and my two brothers, Vic and Cam. So, much love and respect to you all.
Cameron, any final words for our dear audience here?
Somebody asked me,
what?
Why didn't I record a contract? Why didn't I do a recording contract with my group Cross Culture? First of all, shout out to my boy Lino. Shout out to my vocalist Deb, of course. The whole takeoff and all that, those situations that's going to happen, that's part of the reason why. Very easily I could probably be doing this podcast, but it's very easily I could not have been doing this podcast. I could have been on tour with my music group, Cross Culture. We could have been doing this for a long period of time. We did a lot of stuff as Cross Culture. But one of the things that we did not do, we never really did a actual contract signing for a major record label, even though we were offered a couple of them. This was part of the reason why. One of it was money, but the other part was this. Because once you take on, a contract, and you have the fame and celebrity, you're always under fire. And this brings back something for me where it's like, I could have been in those situations. I could have been me and my boy Lino, or me, Deb, and Lino in that situation, and we could have easily found ourselves something similar over something stupid. No, we don't drink. No, we don't do all that stuff. But there's still always people who are always out to try to get you because you have something that they want.
There's always the risk.
Yeah, but the risk was always there. And this was part of the reason why we decided not to do it.
Not to cut you off, y'all, your boys, Lino.
Lino, my vocalist, Deb, she's a female, yes.
That's their real names?
Yeah.
Those are cool names.
Yeah.
I want to meet them one day.
Oh, yeah, you will. We will, like I said, down the line, like I said.
I like that name. I'm just saying.
Down the line, I will make sure that y'all will see Cross Culture in its entirety. I do have
like that title, Cross Culture.
I will have we will have a PVC cross culture collab.
You had a little step dance.
We didn't do the steps, but we did our thing.
Like Poison, the song Poison?
Nah, we didn't do all that.
Okay.
We didn't do all that. You know, what do I tell you? Gamers don't dance, we boogie. You already know what it is. But yeah, we will do a cross culture collab with the PVC podcast. That will be coming next year for sure. Lino already said he wanted to do that, so we will make that happen. Also, shout out to my chickadees. Of course, you know, my daughter doing her thing, school and work, and my son. He just did his time out on the road for his first tour of duty with the Marines. He is back home.
How you guys have a good time?
Yeah.
I know you said he was home for a minute.
Yeah, he's home for a
minute. Popped up on you.
Yeah, he stuck up on a kid, but it was cool. I was glad he surprised his pops and came through.
You made some chocolate cake?
Nah, I didn't make no chocolate cake. Nah, we'll do that when he comes back in town. He should be coming back through for Christmas or sometime thereafter. So
yeah, you know your boy. Hey, Dad, let's go see some titties.
So maybe if he's down, we may put him on the podcast one time. Let him sit down and talk about some of his experiences. Maybe for a Christmas episode. Maybe we'll do that.
Spots right there.
Yeah, we're kicking it around for him. So
do that.
Besides that, be careful. You know, I'm a big promoter of freedom of speech. You know, we have a platform as a PVC podcast crew, and so we are definitely about freedom of speech. But understand, just because we have that freedoms, we do not take that lightly. We do take a lot of thoughts and ideas under consideration. If we say stuff that may offend or y'all may not like, I always say, come at us, tell us. We can always discuss it, talk about it. It does not have to escalate to be something crazy. We are definitely approachable in that regard, whether you see us in person or you want to put it in the comments or leave it in our emails, whatever it may be, or even hit us on our social media. You know, you can reach out to any one of us and we will definitely be able to address it. I think a lot of times we get in a position like a Kanye and we think we're above it. I know for us, I would never think that I'm above listening to the people.
You know, because you got to remember, yes, we all have the freedom to say whatever we want, and I'm all for it. It's as it should be. However, freedom comes with responsibility.
Exactly.
Whatever leaves your mouth, you're responsible for it.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
This
is
our gift. This is our curse. Y'all seen Spider-Man?
Yeah, I was going to say, you quoting Spider-Man over there.
Hey, it's Uncle Ken.
He started.
But besides that, man, if they got some bread they want to throw over our way, since y'all bought Twitter for $44 billion, we could take 100,000. Yeah, that'd be cool. It gives a good starting point.
Hell, we'll be the spokesmen for you.
Only just the beginning.
But like I said, PVC Podcast Group, we've been doing really, really good. We definitely appreciate each and every person who's been rocking. Definitely appreciate every person who's been subscribed. Of course, if you haven't done so already, we said at the top, but I will say it again. Like and subscribe to page. Of course, that definitely helps the algorithm, helps us grow. We will be doing some live content starting next year. We were going to do it this year, but we will bank it until next year. But we will definitely have some content on the way.
Oh, speaking of that, somebody did ask me. So sooner or later, the t-shirts and everything going to be starting coming out. We're working on that too.
Where we got t-shirts, we're working on logo designs and stuff. So the reason why we just haven't put it out there just yet, because we want to make sure that it's right. We're not just going to put out just anything just for sake of having it.
You want me to put out? You got to take me on a date.
Pause.
Wait, did you say?
If you want me to put out, you got to say.
Oh, I thought he said the other way.
Yeah.
If you want me to pull, you know
pause,
what? Yeah.
Pause,
okay.
Pause,
all right, just making sure. I'm just making sure what I heard. Because I was just saying, that's my boy.
That too.
That too.
But besides that, y'all, man, this is what we do, man. I know this was more of a serious topics, but we definitely appreciate y'all rocking. Leave your comments and everything below. And I know I know it's time to go now because we got to get into this stuff. But y'all know who we be. We are the PVC Podcast Crew.
Oh shit! I thought he said I'm gonna pull out.
This has been PVC. Until next time.
No, I got it, man. I mean, let me do it right. Y'all know who we be. This has been episode 33, laying pipe with the PVC Crew. It's definitely a privilege and an honor to do this, like always. For my man Paul, for my man Vic, my name is Cam, aka Mr. Nerd Boy Fresh.
Freaky.
Like always, it is God above everything. To the next time, family, we will do this again soon.
Much love and respect.
Salute.
Do it like that.